Welcome to this week's video. Today we are in the heart of Brentwood, Tennessee, just south of Nashville, at a home that blends the experience of the outdoors into its luxurious interior. In this timeless contemporary home, you'll experience everything from the pickleball court to even Kenny Chesney's old cabin where he used to actually write all of his songs here on this 7-acre parcel, to the private pond. We also have a golf simulator and a movie theater room in this 5-bed, 8-bath home.
So we're located in Brentwood, Tennessee, just 20 minutes south of Nashville. Brentwood is very unique in the aspect that it is still very much a family feel. You've got gentle rolling hills, beautiful countryside. The owners, they were traveling. They went to Colorado. They saw a home built into the side of a mountain that they fell in love with. And they knew that they were not going to find anything like that here in Brentwood. The atmosphere that you wake up to every day, it's incredible.
Although this home has 10,450 square feet of interior living space, it all lives here on the main floor. So all of your necessities, including that theater room, exist here on the ground floor, which makes it for the perfect forever home. This home was also last listed at $10.5 million and is now going to auction. So guess in the comments down below what you guys think this house is going to sell for. Now, let's start this tour here on the grounds. So as you enter this property for the first time, through that private gated entrance here at the bottom of this property, as this home was built into the side of this gently rolling hill here in Brentwood, you go up the driveway, mature trees all around you, and on your right is a 1.75 acre pond that is connected to a natural spring as well. So literally from an on and off switch, you can empty and refill that thing if you wanted, which is really, really cool. And on the motor court right here, you've got 10 cars available for parking, and then the 3-stall car garage off to my right. And on the exterior of this home, you'll notice this light grayish brown stucco that wraps the entire home. And we have this wet stack limestone everywhere on this property. But the biggest moment I feel is happening right here on the motor court. You can see directly through the entire living room from these floor to ceiling glass windows, which is really beautiful. This home was inspired by their travels to Colorado. And I think as we enter this home for the first time, you'll notice some of that Colorado charm that carries on through this property. So before we head inside, I want to show you guys Kenny Chesney's old cabin. Obviously, we're going to go inside this later on throughout this tour, so stay tuned for the whole thing, but it's all fixed up. So they've got AC and running water and everything inside here. So perfect caretaker's quarter or a guest suite for everyone that stays at your Colorado-inspired mansion here up on this hill in Tennessee. I mean, this is gorgeous. We've got a beautiful day here. But before we go check out more of the inside of that, I want to take you guys on the inside and begin the interior of this tour. Right here on the driveway, as you walk up, you'll notice this pergola above that goes the entire length up to your French door entrance. And you'll notice up here too, you could put some vines up here, providing for some additional shade as you go up a couple stairs through these French doors. I mean, these are super, super heavy. Everything inside this home, you'll notice, is quality. So getting the tour started here on the inside of this home, first things first, it's like 90 degrees outside. I gotta take this jacket off. So you do have a coat closet right here on the entry, and then you're gonna notice on the walls, the Venetian hand plaster that is everywhere here on this main level into the great room. Chandelier hanging above on this curvature of the ceiling that actually follows all the way into the great room. You're gonna notice a lot of the corners are rounded. Going into your powder room, you've got this playful tile on the wall included here on the vanity. A lot of bright textures in this room. Coming out of the powder room into your great room, you have 19-foot tall barrel ceilings. Even the oak beams have curvature, right? This home was inspired by the owner's travels to Colorado. So in nature in general, there's not a lot of straight lines, and I think that's part of the inspiration between this house. But the big statement piece in this room has to be this glass. In today's dollars, as this home was built in 2018, just to engineer this glass, the brackets, would cost $750,000 just to install something like this, which is amazing because this glass actually flexes with the wind. So can withstand super high winds so it doesn't shatter. And right here we overlook the pond, the fountain, and obviously the lower decking space as well. So it's a really great place to get centered, and that's why obviously we're in the great room. So we've got two beautiful custom chandeliers with more curvature, and then front and center is your gas fireplace, and then around it is dry stack limestone going the entire height of this wall. So a lot of big oversized statement pieces, and everything inside this home again is very substantial, it's large. And we also have the dining room table right here. So this is one of two dining tables that we have in this home. This would be kind of more of the casual one. We have a formal one just off this area into the kitchen. So heading down this little hallway into the kitchen, first I want to point out the built-in espresso machine into the wall, and then this paneled refrigerator. And also all the hardware that you're going to notice throughout this kitchen is all hammered. So there's lots of texture happening. Again, it's very organic feeling like Colorado, since obviously all those different textures that they brought back into this home. Speaking of texture, we have leathered granite countertops everywhere throughout this huge oversized kitchen. Right here, we have a hidden pantry. I'm always a big fan of anything hidden, obviously here on this channel. And then into the kitchen, you're gonna notice we've got an L-shaped wraparound kitchen, which is amazing. Just imagine the amount of people that you can pull into this space. It's built for entertainment. Right here, you've got another paneled appliance. You've got the ice machine right off the island. And then front and center is your 6-burner gas Wolf stove, and then around it is encased by this dry stack limestone, just like that gas fireplace we saw in the great room. And this is a great little nook, because imagine getting some drinks pulled out and just handing them out to your friends. Again, a great place for hosting and entertaining large gatherings. This is the formal dining room. So we've got seating for 8 right here on this long wooden table. And then below us, you're gonna notice this end-grained oak. So all these cross cuts, it's like $20 per square foot to replicate something like this, which just speaks to the incredible attention to detail that this home has throughout it. And then outside these doors is your all-seasons porch with an incredible view of that pond. More on that in just a moment, but follow me this way into the casual living room with the gas fireplace going, and I love this textured look right here, almost creating for this infinite look, making it larger than life. And then above is this circular chandelier. Again, just noting on the curvature that this home has, including with the windows even in this room. All follows kind of that curvature barrel ceiling effect that we have throughout this space. I said at the beginning of this tour, this is the forever home, right? So everything is on this main level. So here in the cinema room, you can probably hear it reflect on the mic. The sound quality gets better. We have sound dampening everywhere. You even have the barrel ceiling effect happening in here as well. More of that recessed lighting above, illuminating that barrel. And it's really cool too in here because we have 360 sound in here. So if you're sitting watching a movie, you feel the bass in your chest, and everything is just ultra realistic, which is amazing. I could be watching movies here in forever. I'd probably just get absorbed into one of these huge chairs. But now back out through this curved door, once again, through these pocket doors, I also wanted to touch on this before we exit the kitchen. I don't know if you saw that, but I literally just pressed it and it automatically closes. You have your wine fridge right off the kitchen. So down this hallway, the flooring switches up just a bit from this oak to this playful tile, which kind of mimics that leather granite here in the kitchen. But as we head down this hallway through this arched doorway, you're gonna notice the barrel ceiling going all the way to the end where that 3-stall car garage is. But off to my right, you got the powder room. A lot of natural elements happening in just the room itself, just because, again, the inspiration being from Colorado. You have this concrete form on this water basin that is hard but looks soft just with how it's laid. And even the epoxy countertop has all these different minerals in it. And the actual vanity itself is being held up by this wood branch, which is really cool. And then we have these 2 live edge sliding barn doors, which open up to your office or arts and crafts room with more natural lighting. And of course, you've got the mud room at the end of the hallway, direct access to the motor court, that garage, which also leads you straight down to the lower level. But now if we push back down the hallway, we've got a lot more house to see. Now let's go through this accordion style oak door and check out this all seasons porch. So when you walk over here, you literally just push this side and this side open, they all slide. And then you're out here on this porch. You're gonna notice on the ceiling, we have more of that oak. And then on the floors, this is crazy. This is what's called jigsaw. So you're gonna notice all the curvature once again. This was all imported from Sweden. So imported wood on the floors. You even got this chandelier above, which is basically just an upside down tree growing from the ceiling, which is a great detail. You even have heating lamps, fans. Now again, this is an all seasons porch. So of course we've got to have the grill and the griddle next to it, all wrapped in limestone once again. But my favorite feature in this all seasons porch has to be from this remote right here. So you're gonna notice obviously all the screens open up around me, but not only do the screens do, but the door. So from a push of a button, just hit it right here. I've never seen a door that is also a screen be automatic from a remote. So how cool is that? So that's just one of the amazing features that we have throughout this home. We'll get into more as we enter the primary suite, but first, check out this incredible view. I mean, this is all resourced from a natural spring that is found right here in your backyard, and it's just yours. This is just for you, that you get every single day. So funny enough, one of the largest natural springs as well is in your backyard here in Tennessee. So fully stocked, you can go fishing if you wanted as well. A great place to hang out, and it's yours. Now let's head back inside and continue this tour into the primary suite. Now out of the heat and back into the air conditioning, we're gonna go across the house over these beautiful floors. I can't get enough of these floors because every little square is different. Again, this is end grain cut, so a bunch of little cross sections of different trees. So traveling across here, as this home faces north and south, you've got natural light all day from these huge windows. There's the downstairs entrance right off to my right, but if you don't want to take the stairs, again, this is a forever home. We do have an elevator right here off the primary suite. So you've got access to the outdoors in a couple places off of the suite. One right here, which takes you downstairs to that deck, and then straight ahead, you actually have a little balcony that overlooks that beautiful lake just off. So this is the closest pointed place on the house to that lake. Now into the primary suite, you've got vaulted ceilings, an oak beam hanging this curved chandelier. Again, tons of curvature, including on the windows here as well. This room, of course, being the primary suite, you've got to reward yourself for all the hard work you've done with this incredible view of this natural pond outside. So king size bed set here just for size reference to speak to the volume that this room has. And then off to my left are these double doors. We're gonna step into the bathroom. Into the primary suite bathroom, you're gonna notice a single vanity right here floating. And at the end of this room, you've got a water closet, and this is all connected to the rest of the bathroom, so there's no dead ends. There's also a central vacuum system in here, so you just hook that up. So if you have a caretaker, a cleaner in here, super easy to access. Walk-in closet in here again. And then as we push back, you're gonna notice another water closet. So you've got two in this space. And behind door number one, we have the laundry room. So this laundry room syncs up to the rest of the house here on the main floor on that hallway we were just on. The vanity set up, and just across is this bubble wall. I've never seen a bubble wall in any house ever, but you've got one in this one. So really cool detail. And it also lights up with different colors as well, so you can kind of set the vibe. There's actually a really fun detail about this vanity, which we'll touch on here in just a moment after we check out this freestanding tub. So this is super cool. So it looks like it's made of concrete, but it's actually just a ceramic oversized tub, which overlooks your driveway and your grounds here on this property. And you even have a bubble chandelier playing off this really fun bubble wall. Again, I've never seen anything like this in a home, and you can almost hopefully hear it picking up from the mic. I don't know if you can hear that, but that is just a really peaceful vibe if you're chilling in the tub after a long day, or if you're just getting out of the gym. So there's actually a gym connected to this shower. So this actually walks all the way through to that shower. But the interesting thing about this vanity, which I was touching on, is this sliding barn door, which steps directly into your in-home gym. Again, this is someone's forever home right here. So when you're done working up a sweat, you go straight into that shower or straight into the tub area. You've got the heated towel rack here, put a robe on. I mean, this entire floor is yours. So it's amazing to have like basically a commercial grade gym inside your home. And obviously we've got the row machine set up and everything in here. TV, the privacy windows, and then obviously the trees covering up this area for additional privacy in your workout area. This is a home that someone's going to be living in for the next 10, 20 years. Someone's forever home. So right here, you're gonna notice the dry stack that goes all the way to the landing into the basement on this floating staircase, custom railing. All the spindles are actually gonna have texture and it almost looks like twigs, just speaking on the natural organic materials that they're trying to mimic here. You've got more of that end cut oak on the landings as we step down to the basement. And right here, you actually have a full golf simulator. So this entire room is dedicated for this. And you've got Pebble Beach loaded up right here on the screen. So you can golf anywhere in the world from your basement. And then I'm just gonna show you guys my swing I've been practicing. What is this? Look at the size. I don't even know what, okay, actually, you know what I think this is for? Again, I'm not a golf pro, so correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but I think this might help with your form. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I can pull this out, right? And let's see what I can cook up for you guys. So, holes just down there. Again, no warm-ups, by the way. I actually might, okay. Here we are. Very curious where that lands, and we're, wow, very short. 59.5 yards, but hey, I didn't go in the trap. So, you know, I could still hit par if I want. All right, anyway, on to the next. I could have done better, but like that was seriously like first take. So out of here, you see that continuation, that floating staircase. Once again, it's just really cool seeing it come straight out of this limestone, creates even more of a really cool dramatic effect. Back behind me, this is what could be an additional suite to your entire basement. So you've got a bathroom that walks all the way through right here with really fun, playful pebble tile. But now we're gonna step into our bonus room. So again, a ton of volume in this house. You even have a little wet bar area over there as well. You've got direct access down to this floor from the elevator. And I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but this entire ceiling actually has sparkles in it. So it kind of shimmers and plays off the vibe of obviously your pond, the nautical vibe that this home seems to have. And then we've got the Infinity Edge spa area out these doors. But I'm gonna take you guys back out into another hangout room. Again, you're gonna notice all these curved entries throughout this entire home. The theme continues on every single level. You even have a whale vertebrae on this nautical themed backsplash. Overall, it's just a great place to come and hang out just off my favorite spot in this house, which is this oversized deck. So you've got this slate stone walkway, which leads you up to the edge here, overlooking your private, fully stocked pond out here. It's just beautiful. The sun's coming down. Come sit down on your couch, kick your feet up on this oversized gas fireplace, and just enjoy the views you have here on this 7-acre parcel. Over here, we do have the Infinite Spa area, which is covered. So you can come and hang out here just off your primary suite. And I love this walkway and how the railing is pushed over, creating for this infinite effect right here. It's really beautiful because obviously you don't want to obstruct these amazing views you have here. And then just across this walkway, we do have this covered patio area to watch the game. So you've got the TV front and center, some logs beneath it, oak slats on the ceiling, surround sound as well, a couple fans to keep you cool. But I actually do want to take everyone down to the pond. I think we can actually feed the fish from the edge. So let's go all the way down here and see if we can see one of the bass or trout that they have stocked in this pond. And you're gonna notice all the grounds here are beautifully maintained. There's a lot of acreage, but again, you can have a caretaker full-time in that cabin that we're gonna show you here in just a minute. So you can have your grounds cleaned up all year round. And as we head down here, I want everyone to look up. I mean, check out that 19-foot tall glass window that you can see still through the other side of the house, even from down here. It's beautiful. Lighting changes as we get into more of the evening here in Brentwood, but let's go feed some fish. I've heard they haven't been fed in a little bit, so they're probably gonna go crazy. I've got some feed right here on top. All right, so let's see how these guys react. They're probably gonna go nuts. Yeah. I honestly wish I had more feed for them because there are so many fish in this pond. Like I said, it's fully stocked. All right, now let's head back up this hill and continue this tour where we left off, up in the hangout room. Back behind me, we have a couple more rooms and spaces for people to come and hang out. First one is this bunk bed right here. You have some twin beds set up right here for the kids. And a great detail on this is that if you don't want, just like upstairs, you've got these two live edge sliding barn doors that can actually cover up this, for privacy for them when they're sleeping. You'll notice you also have these little tie downs right here to help you get up and down on the bunk bed, including on the drawers as well. This entire lower floor seems to have like a nautical theme that you'll see throughout this lower level. But before we head down this hallway and check out those couple bedrooms, I want to push over here really quick. So this is the study. So you'll notice you've got some nautical photos on the wall of like the yachts that they've done and trips that they've traveled. And then behind me is like the safe room of the house because 12 feet of concrete is encasing this room behind these two doors. So perfect for a storm shelter, safety room, or just hiding valuables in general. So a great thing to have to obviously protect your family. And down this hallway, we've got a couple bedrooms, 3 to be exact, to complete this 6-bed home, and then we'll pop outside and check out Kenny Chesney's cabin. Door number 1 is this, again, nautical vibe. You've got some seahorses on the wall, this light blue vibe around the corner. Again, a lot of curvature even on the doorways as well. You've got a frameless door which enters into this light bathroom. You've got a floating vanity in there, but as we go over to the next one, you'll notice the vibe switches up again. So entering in this one, it's nice, light and bright and open. You've got 2 queen beds. You've got a crib in the middle. So again, large families can be hosted here, and even flowing into the bathroom. Again, all these bedrooms have en-suites. You've got closet space. You've got a vanity in here as well. And you're gonna notice on the hardware and on the tile, all have these waves on the tile in here, just really leaning into the nautical vibe we have here. Again, we've got a pond outside, so of course we got to play into water a little bit, but we're boat lovers here in this house. Across the hallway, we have yet another bedroom. A lot of the square footage was dedicated to this basement, and we've got a king-size bed, just for size reference of this large room, overlooking your covered patio and the incredible view of your pond set down below. And sticking with the nautical vibe, each room changes the theme a little bit, but this one, we've got this almost propeller-styled fan hanging above the bed, which is really pretty. When going into the bathroom, you're gonna notice a lot of the theme stay true to this room as well. A lot of the thin lines from the faucet, the hardware, the vanity, and even the tile give you kind of this feeling of like calm or still water with just the slight wave that it has to it. But now, pushing back into the hallway, we're gonna wind and wrap around on this lower level as we step over to the laundry room that is dedicated to this floor, which is super convenient, obviously for large gatherings and just large families in general. It's nice to have. And then around this corner, we're gonna take the staircase up, outside, and go check out Kenny Chesney's cabin. So coming out of the mud room onto the motor court where we began this tour, we're gonna head across the walkway to the front entrance over to Kenny's cabin. And we got some cool stories about this actually. So funny enough, Kenny loved this cabin so much, he wrote some of his best songs in this cabin. And he loved it so much, in fact, that he tried to get a helicopter out here when this was all just woods. And he tried to lift the cabin with an actual helicopter onto his actual property, but they couldn't, so here it stood. And they've actually converted this into a caretaker's suite. So got a screened-in porch on the front. And again, when Kenny was here, this was pretty much raw bones cabin vibe, truly. No air conditioning, simply just a log cabin. So as we step inside, you'll notice some of the comforts that they added to this home, including air conditioning. So you've got a king-size bed, front and center, some entertainment happening on the wall. All the switches are all done on dimmers, and we do have a full working kitchen just over here. So they've got everything you can need for a caretaker's cabin or a perfect guest suite. And out this window, you can see people playing tennis or pickleball. But it's crazy. They've actually turned this tennis court into 2 pickleball courts because obviously the pickleball craze, right? But full bathroom, all the works in here. And just imagine back in the day, this whole wall wasn't here, it was just an open space. And Kenny came out here with his guitar and a pen and a pad, I imagine. So back out this way, we're gonna conclude this tour. Now wrapping up this tour, we might have to come back out here later tonight to get the fire going and attempt to write some hit songs just like Kenny would have when he lived here just next door. If you guys haven't already, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We tour homes like this all the time. And with that, I'll catch you guys on the next episode.